Hello YouTube, it is your boy B3 back with another kicking action figure review! I thought I was going to do another Marvel Legend today. Really thought I might do an MCU or a comic figure, but it was going to be a Marvel Legend until these suckers showed up in the mail. I ordered these the day they went live. Very happy I got them. The Power Rangers Beast Morphers Red Ranger Red Fury mode action figure, as well as the rest of the wave. So, let me know how you want me to do this. I'm not gonna review. I was thinking about doing the whole wave at once. I've done that with Power Ranger figures before. I did the first 5 Rangers in this series, or the first 5 characters in this series in 2 reviews. I did a review for the heroes and a review for the villains. And then Roxy got her own review. And I'm not sure how I should do this, because I want to do Red by himself, since he's a bit unique. And then I think I might do the gold and silver together. And then I think I'll give each of the villains their own review. If you think I should do gold and silver together, let me know in the comments. If not, I'll give them each their own review, but they're so similar that I feel like I might as well just double up the review. Like I did with the first 3 Rangers. And I did the same thing with the Dino Charge Wave 1. I just reviewed whole Wave 1 at once. The Red Fury Ranger. See, he comes in the package, all his accessories, got his MorphX key, which you can put in the Morpher. I would show it to you in the Morpher, but I do not have it. I want it. I just, every time I go to the store, I don't pick it up, or I haven't gotten paid yet. Straight up, sometimes I just haven't gotten paid yet. Use the Red Ranger Red Fury mode MorphX key with the BFX Morpher to imagine activating Red Ranger Red Fury mode's powers. And I like this mode. It's a good look for the fig, you know. It's a good look for the character. Nice little battleizer. So, yeah, let's bust him out of package. Now, before we go any further, this review is sponsored by No, that's the wrong website. It used to be called mycomicsplus.net. Now it's comicsplusofmacon.com. That's right, comicsplusofmacon.com. And you can use the coupon code HuntRocksMySocks to get 10% off all your collectibles there. I shop there all the time because it is my local comic shop, and this is the website for their store. And once again, it's my local comic store. I trust them. I shop there constantly. I was literally there yesterday. My friend and I bought Pokemon cards and D&D miniatures. So, it was all great. You can get lots of great stuff on that website. Absolutely love it. So now we're going to look at the Red Ranger. First up, let's take a look at the MorphX key. Not only is it a nice little gimmick that kids can play with, and the adults can have fun with it too. Let's not sit here and lie to ourselves. All adult collectors who open their figures play with them. Don't pretend you don't. I know you do. You can use it in the Morpher, but it also has this added playability. So like if a kid doesn't have the Morpher, doesn't want the Morpher, can't afford the Morpher, or something like that, then you can clip it onto the arm like an extra sword weapon. And that ain't bad, you know? I mean, it's cool, but it's not show accurate at all. So if you're one of those adult collectors that's all about accuracy, and I know a lot of you are, which is fine, then that might not be a gimmick for you. But once again, I think that's a good idea for the kids in case they can't afford the Morpher, you know? Let's pop that off. I'm going to put this with my other keys. I have a whole stack of MorphX keys over there. Alright, now let's look at his articulation. It's about what I expected. Side to side on the head, a little up and down on the head. Not much, though. I feel like maybe the first Red Ranger got more movement on the head, but I'm not totally sure. And then there's no real waist or ab, but there wasn't on the others. The arms do come up. You know, this is kind of some soft plastic, so the shoulder pad really doesn't hinder it. It comes up as far as it would without the shoulder pads, so that's nice. Forward and back, it does hinder it forward and back just a little bit, you know? Like, it can't do a full 360, but you can get it pointing straight up in the air, and that's really all you need, in my opinion. Elbow bend, rotation on the elbow, in and out on the legs, forward and back on the legs. Not much back because he's got a big old booty, thick boy. And then he's got a knee bend, rotation on the knees as well. And that's pretty good for a $10 figure, you know? And he's a nice size, too. We'll see that in size comparisons. Now we're going to take a look at accessories. First up, we have his claw. The name of it's on the tip of my tongue. I just can't remember. And that just clips right onto his arm. No big deal. So, You can put some other weapon in his hand if you want, but why would he have another weapon in his hand if he has the claw active? I don't know. The claw, I think, is actually pretty cool. I actually had an idea for this claw for Toku King, but I decided not to go with it. Not for Season 1. And then he has this dope sword. I actually really like it. It's a fun sword. Kids will love it. And it's a nice, unique weapon for the Red Ranger. Holds it in his hand perfectly fine. Bada bing, bada boom. And there he is with both his weapons. And I think they're cool. I actually like these weapons a lot. They're like simple, but they're real stylized, so it's like you definitely see what's going on with them, you know? I really like it. Now, detail and paint. We're going to go to that now. It's actually pretty good. I mean, he's painted on the back everywhere he needs to be. That's something the Japanese figures for Super Sentai aren't doing right now. They aren't really painting the back much. Because I just reviewed one of the newer Super Sentai figures, and it wasn't really painted on the back. But this guy is. Very nice. The Morpher is painted very well. Weapons are painted. You know, his little Go Busters belt buckle's painted. What do they call it in Beast Morphers? It's not Go Busters. What's the GB stand for? I don't know. I haven't watched Beast Morphers. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I have. But I did watch the Japanese equivalent, Go Busters! So I'm still getting these figures for that. Even though this form was... I mean, you know. So yeah, let's back this guy up some. And let's do some size comparisons. My guy doesn't really want to stand for this. He's got some weak knees. Knees weak, palms are heavy, mom spaghetti, you know what I'm saying. But we're going to compare him with some dope figures. First up, we're going to compare him with a couple other characters from his line. First up, just to show him with the other Rangers, here's Beast Morpher Blue. I mean, it's the same base sculpt. This one's kind of been sculpted over and has new parts and everything, but it's still the same basic thing. So he looks good with his other Rangers, you know, whatever. Yellow's on display, because she looks really good up there. Plus, I don't have a lot of female Rangers, because they don't... One, there just aren't as many, and two, they're afraid to make them, to be completely honest. We also have... I almost said Enter. We have Blaze, but Enter would have still been correct. But we also have Blaze, you know, the other Red Ranger. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Now let's show him with some Lightning Collection figures. First up, a villain. How about Lord Zed, whose actor passed the day I'm recording this, so rest in peace, good sir. I met him at Dragon Con. He was a pretty cool guy. You know, if you're a Digimon fan or Smurf fan, you know, you've heard his voice. We'll miss you, Finster. We'll miss you, Lord Zed. So, now we're going to move on to a Ranger from the Lightning Collection, because I think he looks pretty good with Lord Zed, actually. Here is the red Dino Charge Ranger. At the time of recording this, the crossover has not happened yet, but I think it'll happen soon. He'll be crossing over with the Dino Rangers. Like, that's not too bad. He's a little tall, but I mean, like, if you pose everybody around, you could easily work with that, you know? And I'm sure we'll get this form in the Lightning Collection eventually. The Lightning Collection's probably going to focus on base forms for a while, and then I'm sure we'll get some Battleizers and powered-up forms. I'd really like SPD SWAT and Lights of Orion Rangers. Please, Hasbro, if you're listening. Hasbro, can you hear me? I'm a piece of shit. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the Legacy GameStop exclusive Mighty Morphin Red Ranger. Another Ranger he'll be teaming up with. Except I doubt he'll have the Dragon Shield in the crossover. Way too big. It's just too big. It's straight up too big. And then from the Sentai Hero series in Japan, here's Zuyo Whale. Also too big. Also too big. Yeah, but this series hasn't been adapted as Power Rangers in America yet. I heard some rumors that it was going to be skipped. I don't really care either way. It's not the best suit designs, but I really like this guy's suit. I just love his helmet and his weapon. But the whale looks a lot better than the forward faces on the other suits. What am I telling you guys? You don't care. Nobody cares. Okay, let's remove that, and now let's show them with some other Tokusatsu heroes, huh? How about the SH figure art? Ekiside, Kamen Rider, X8 Level 2 Gamer. So that's him with a figure art, and they actually look pretty good. All things considered, you know, that actually looks pretty dope. And then here he is with the Ultra action figure Ultraman Jeed. And obviously the Ultramen are gigantic, but let's not sit here and pretend that the Ultramen haven't shrunken before. Ginga can shrink. The original Ultraman can shrink. We've seen it. So if the Ultraman ever shrank for some reason, you know, this would look fine. But Ultramen are usually like gigantic, so I just wanted to show them with other Toku lines in case you display all your Toku heroes together. Let's remove those. Put you back over here with these Kamen Riders, X-Aid, and I'm going to put you back down here with these Ultramen, Jeed. Oh, you hear my kitty screaming? She needs love. So all in all, what are my final thoughts on the Red Ranger Red Fury Mode action figure from the Hasbro Power Rangers Beast Morphers line? It's pretty cool, you know? I feel like Hasbro's really going all out on their Rangers. I mean, this is the kid line, and it's still pretty dope, you know? I know lots of adult collectors who are really into this line, and I don't blame them. It's fun. It's a fun line. It's a great thing. Like, if you have kids that like Power Rangers and you're a collector, it's a great thing you guys can share, bond over, you know? It looks so nice. And, like, you can tell it's a kid figure, but it doesn't mean it's not good. I mean, sure, like, I see lots of collectors out there that basically judge everything by, is it as good as Marvel Legends? Is it as good as figure arts? But it doesn't have to be as good as another line to be good. I mean, it's a $10 figure. Of course it's not going to be as good as a $20 or $50 figure. But for $10, I think this is a great deal. The Red Fury Mode Ranger is just so cool. I think it's a cool mode. It's not too busy, because I've seen some Battleizers that were like way too busy. But this one it's just right. You know, I think it's a great Battleizer. He looks wonderful. And I'm sure you and your kids could have a lot of fun with this figure. So that's it. And remember our sponsor, comicsplusofmacon.com. The website link and the coupon code are in the description below if you want to save on some Power Ranger figures or other figures. You know, they got other stuff like Pokemon, Transformers. They got a lot of Transformers. Which is also Hasbro, so it's relevant. That's it. Thank you all once again for your support, and I'll see y'all later.